And when thinking about how my ancillary tasks use, challenge, and develop the forms and conventions of real media products, I thought it'd be interesting to compare them to existing products actually in the market, and in particular compare it with Heim's Digipack, because obviously we've used their song, so I thought it'd be an interesting comparison. Firstly, I can identify that all three members of the band are present on the front of their Digipack, and as a group on the front and individually on the inside. And I thought this actually challenged the conventions of an indie digipack, as often there is a sense of ambiguity about it, and which kind of adds to the mystery, which then links to the indie genre. And my digipack, I chose to take elements from both the conventional idea of a digipack in the indie genre, but then also take some inspiration from Haim, as I chose to use an identifiable logo of the kaleidoscope. So it wasn't really a logo, but more of like an identifiable image. But then I also did use a photo of the band, but it was heavily layered with a picture with the image of the kaleidoscope. And I thought that this adds this element of mystery, but it also allows the audience to identify who the band are, and obviously the identity of the digipack. The same I did with my magazine advert. As you can see, there's this image of the band, but which has been heavily layered with the image of the kaleidoscope. So it adds to the ambiguity of it, but then also is allowed to be identified. With Haim, they also chose to create a 6-panel digipack, which correlates with the number of members in the band, as each have an individual panel. And I thought that the 6-panel digipack seemed quite conventional of the indie genre, as the genre kind of promotes individuality. So perhaps that the 6-panel, instead of the 4-panel digipack, kind of adds to the uniqueness, and it separates them from the mainstream artists and digipacks. My digipack actually challenges this convention, as I chose to do a regular and quite popular 4-panel digipack. I did this as I wanted to keep this element of simplicity throughout my digipack, and which is also can be identified with my use of text and colour scheme, which I think coincides with the indie genre. Similarly, with my magazine advert, you can also see that there's very simple text and colour scheme with the same image that has been used on the inside panel of my digipack. In Haim's digipack as well, there is this use of nature, which can be identified throughout, and it has quite a natural theme running through it. This use of nature is actually seen in the vast majority of indie products, and I wanted to keep with this theme, but I did it in a more subtle way. So I suppose I developed it in this sense, as I did keep to the conventions, as I added the nature, but I did it using the kaleidoscope, as I used existing footage to then create the kaleidoscope. So it's used in a subtle way, but also gives that sense of freedom, so the audience can identify with it and identify that it is an indie product. Same with my magazine advert, as the kaleidoscope is a key factor within my magazine advert, and then this can then promote the indie kind of style.